Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to IIFL Finance Conference Call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your telephone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Nirmal Jain, Founder and Managing Director. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. So I'll address the concerns which arise from RBI's action against our company. So first I'll try and explain the issues which RBI pointed out in the letter, the communication with PR, and then the action that we are taking and the way forward. So RBI's the major concerns what they mentioned are certain material supervisory concerns observed in gold loan portfolio, serious deviations in assaying and certifying purity and net weight of the gold at the time of sanction, at the time of auction of the default, and breaches in loan to value. Now these are connected points which I'll just try and explain how and what they mean. So when the branches are people disburse loan, the gold is tested and certain purity, based on certain purity, loan is given. And typically when our internal audit is our own audit team, then we value the gold later as a part of audit process, and also as a part of when the golds are sent for auction. That time there can be variation because the gold testing is a very manual and a subjective process. On a stone the gold is rubbed and there is acid, and based on the color the person has to make an assessment whether it's 24 karat, 22 karat or 20 karat. And obviously the audit team is more conservative and their assessment many times can be lesser in terms of quality than what branches and the sales oriented people do. What RBI, so I know last year we had 18.89 lakh cases of disbursement, out of which 82,000 cases have gone for auction. RBI has just taken the sample of auction, the sample that was sent to auction, and obviously there the variation can be higher because these are the cases which are defaulted, so there can be accumulation of mark-to-market interest, and the quality difference there will be higher. Their point is because the net weight, what is done by our internal audit team, is a notional weight which is adjusted, where the physical weight is adjusted for the quality. Their point is that if they take the net weight which is audit team post facto has certified, then there is an LTV breach. We have taken corrective action to make sure that there is a differences are minimal in terms of assessment of gold that branches have done and that the audit team does. But I just want to make, again, one point is very clear that the time of disbursement at the branch level, based on branch assessment which is given to customer certificate, there has not been a single case of LTV breach. So the deviation in assaying and certifying purity, net weight, sanction and auction, and breaches in LTV, they are all connected points, and they are basically, as I said, based on the net weight done by our audit team when the package go for auction, which is adjusted for quality. Based on that, if you calculate, then probably you'll find that the LTV is breached. Because what branches said 22 carat, post facto audit says 20 carat, obviously the value will be lesser. But in any case, we are putting in stronger systems in place to make sure that these deviations are minimal. Also, I just want to bring to everybody's notice that all our packets, most of our co-lending partners open each and every packet and they make their own assessment of quality and the weight. The second point is related to cash which is in excess of statutory limit. Cash far in excess of statutory limit. So we have been disbursing and collecting cash up to 2 lakh rupees. Whereas RBI's point is that your disbursement cannot be more than 20,000 rupees based on certain sections of Income Tax Act. Now the Income Tax Act interpretation is a little not clear and different people have different views on that. And every NBFC, almost every NBFC in the industry is giving cash up to 2 lakh rupees. And also, but nonetheless, we are just putting in, we are making sure that we comply with this also. and we stopped the disbursement of 20,000 rupees as soon as we are allowed to do the fresh disbursements. The third point is about standard auction processes, where last year from October we followed e-auction by Auction Tiger. Now that is an independent platform which is also used by large banks like SBI and Bank of Baroda. We thought that a taluka level auction, because when we got almost 3,000 branches across the country, smaller talukas, practically may not be feasible to set the best price for the customer. And e-auction, which is in a way a transparent mechanism to discover price and get the best price for the customer as well. Nonetheless, RBI circular has been very clear that the auction should be taluka level and will make sure that we comply with that also. The third point is about lack of transparency in charges. The only charges that, we have charges mentioned in our customer receipt as well as in the website. But this confusion has arisen from one charge. So when we actually send notices to customer about auction, we charge 200 rupees. And many a times customers will pay and the auction will be averted. So then they are not charged anything extra. But if the actual auction happens, then there's a charge of 1,500 rupees. But this extra 1,300 rupees is charged only when the actual auction happens. RBI's point was that even if auction has not happened, you are charged 200 rupees. But there is auction notice or auction information charge, which is also RBI requires us to send these notices physically. So these are the legal and the courier costs that we have to defray by these charges. But we have made it very transparent and separated the auction information charges, the actual auction charges. So these are the major concerns which RBI has pointed out, and I tried to explain that what they mean and what we are trying to do there. Now, from the investor's point of view, I think I would like to address a couple of issues about liquidity and cost. So we have adequate liquidity in terms of we always had at the group level, and we always disclose these numbers at quarter end. Further now, till this issue is resolved and RBI allows us the fresh disbursement, we continue to collect money from the repayment. And from that perspective, I think we are adequately covered for liquidity in the foreseeable future, and we don't see any challenge there. In fact, we'll be also, we have 4 businesses, and RBI has audited all of them. The only business that is impacted by this action is gold loan, but 2/3 of our other businesses continue. And also we shall try and double our effort to cross-sell and sell other products from the same branches. The branches have a fixed cost structure of monthly about 65 to 70 crores. And our NIM on the existing portfolio is about 125 crores on the gold loan portfolio. So I'm talking about gold loan cost and the gold loan NIM broadly. Typically these portfolios, they run down in a natural course over 7-8 months, which is, and so I'm just trying to give a perspective of the liquidity and the cash flow and the cost that, will be impacted by this action. So we understand the concern that such news can generate amongst our stakeholders. However, I want to make it unequivocally clear that there are no governance or ethical issues at play. These are more operational and procedural issues, and which will address with all our effort and sincerity. Our foundation remains solid, which is built on trust and support that all you stakeholders have generously extended over the years. And I also want to assure that we are taking immediate and comprehensive steps to address all the concerns raised by RBI. Our team is committed to implement the necessary remedial measures, not only to comply with the regulatory standards, but also to exceed them. So our resolve to rectify the situation is unwavering, and we are dedicated to navigate this situation or this challenge with transparency and integrity and utmost respect for compliance standards, regulations, and principles that have guided us. So in the hour of crisis, I request all of you for your continued trust and support. Your belief in our capabilities and mission has always been our greatest strength. And together we have weathered many storms and celebrated our success. And I thank you for your continued trust and partnership. I look forward to navigate this phase together with grace and strength. We are taking thoughtful steps to address the current situation, and our action are guided by our commitment to all our stakeholders, customers, employees, and partners. I also want to say that we are more than a company. We are a community that serves millions of customers, tens of thousands of employees, and channelize bank credit to underserved segments of the society. And therefore, your support in this hour is very crucial for us. While the directive of RBI appears to be a bit harsh, I take a moment to express our profound gratitude and admiration for the Reserve Bank of India. Their steadfast commitment to ensure stability and integrity of our financial system is unparalleled. With their proactive and prudent regulatory measures, they have not only safeguarded the interests of all stakeholders and investors, but also contributed significantly to the nation's economic growth and stability. So the guidance and oversight provided by RBI are invaluable, fostering an environment of trust, transparency, and resilience across the financial landscape. And we are grateful for their visionary leadership, unwavering support, and guidance that inspire us to meet our challenges with determination and strive for excellence in all our endeavors. So we take this corrective action by RBI in a constructive way as an opportunity to introspect and improve our systems and processes, compliance and controls, to emerge as a stronger player in the long term. Thank you. With this, I open for Q&A now.
Thank you very much, sir. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask questions may press star and one on their touchtone phone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use only handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Dhaval from DSP Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, Nirmal, for your opening comments. I just had two questions. First is relating to the timeline that you think would be required to make these necessary changes, and also in your view, how much time would it take for the special audit to get completed and whatever further changes need to be made to get implemented? So how many months of business loss do you envisage in this case? So that's the first question.
Dhaval, I think we are more, except for the cash disbursement part of it, which we can implement only when the disbursements are allowed. But more or less, we are already ready. We are already complied with, and we approach RBI for an as urgent a meeting and whatever special audits or they want to do. So we are ready for that, and hopefully this should happen sooner than later. And we'll try and basically request and approach RBI for the fastest process, whatever they want to run for this special audit.
Understood. And
we are ready in terms of our, we have compliances or whatever they wanted, so we have implemented those things, and the audit can start maybe immediately.
Understood. And the second question is relating to the engagement with the RBI. In the letter they highlight that they've been engaging with the management and auditor for a while, and these there were no strong changes, corrective actions taken, and hence these steps needed to be taken. So just wanted to understand how long this process has been going, and has this been a recurring remark in their supervision audit that they conduct annually? Some perspective.
Their FY22 report came to us on 31st September 23, and next year's audit started in 31st October 23, which is just about 40 days from there. And I think the comments and the report came on January 18, and after that, a couple of meetings. So I think this has happened very quickly. And one of the key challenges that we had was that from the receipt of last FY22 report to FY23 inspection, there was just about a month. But in last couple of months, I've been to ED and a few, and Venkat also, and in the team here. So all these interactions have happened in maybe last 45 days or so.
Understood. Got it. And all the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mahrukh Adajania from Nuvama. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Hi. My question is related to the securitization and assignments you do. So when you assign gold, does gold stay with you and it's on your assessment only that loans are assigned?
This is our assessment. It's on our assessment. Gold remains with us. But every packet has a number, and the assignment partner or the co-lending partner, they have the data and they do come and check and audit. So some of the banks basically check each and every packet, that is either in a co-lending or assignment, and some of them do on a sample basis.
And securitization, obviously, it's CTC route or it's largely assignment only, because securitization there's no check, right? It's assignment. Okay.
Also, in last year, we disbursed 18.89 lakh gold loans, and the total number of complaints that we received from RBI related to gold loans was 135.
How much, sorry?
135 complaints we received from RBI related to our gold loan customers. Out of 18.89 lakh disbursement that we did. So we have about, last year, and we would have more than 16 lakh active customers and 56 lakh total customers. So if you really see the number of complaints that have gone to RBI, come from RBI, are very, very few compared to the size of business that we do.
Got it. Okay. And so basically, what will be the normal portion of assignments that you do?
Our process.
The percentage?
Assignment is 10-90, where the 90 goes to the bank, 10 remains with us. Co-lending is 80-20, where 20 remains with us, 80 goes to the bank, and 20 remains with us.
Got it. And so you, on your website, so you have 15 co-lending partners, but how much of how many of those would be old partners? Because some of them are for home finance, right? And some for
gold loan partners, one second, I don't know how many. 6 to 7 banks are go partners for gold loan.
Okay, and it would not be possible to name them?
We have named them in our analyst presentation actually.
Okay. Yeah, there are 15 names, right? So.
Across the group actually, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vivek Ramakrishnan, DSP Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hi, Nirmal. Thank you very much for the call. I have two questions. In terms of, you had mentioned, sorry, I cut in the call in the middle, so, if I missed out something. One, I wanted to know about the balance sheet liquidity. I mean, there is this assigned loans, which anyway, what you have on the balance sheet in terms of maturities of loans and how much liquidity you have and what is the action plan in terms of shoring up liquidity if need be. So that's question number one. The question number two is, you had mentioned that you had noticed a deviation at the time of the auction. How much was the deviation in value? I mean, net, we recovered all those monies, right? That's the second question.
Okay. Now, first question in terms of liquidity. So at a group level, we have 4,000 crore liquidity. I mean, I will not have precise numbers because they generally done when the accounts are closed. And on top of that, what will happen now is that until this is resolved, we continue to collect, and so that will keep getting added to our liquidity. And in terms of your other question was about deviations and so last year, as I said, out of 18.89 disbursement that we did, 82,000 went for auction. So from that pool, there were deviations in terms of, what they have done is that you look at the net weight as certified by auditor of that pool compared to the net weight at the time of disbursement to the branch. And these are audited. And there were differences. So there were differences. One second, just hold on. 55,000 cases there was a deviation. But as you said that in most of the cases we recovered our money, there is hardly any losses when the auction, which have been very, very few and far between. I mean, negligible.
Okay, perfect. Since actually, we all have exposure to individual entities as well, if you could, even at the end of the call, if you could just, if the finance can say how much liquidity is there in IIFL, how much maturities are there, and the collections in terms of with a certain probability, how much collections, that would be very, very useful. I can wait till the end of the call for that also.
So maybe we'll get back to you on this, Vivek, because this is just from the last night to this morning. I mean, so we'll get back to you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Or we'll get back to everybody else.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prakriti Banka from HSBC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So just my question, you mentioned that the issue was with respect to valuation of the gold at the time and by the audit team, and there was some deviation. I'm just trying to understand, what was the materiality of this? Because from what you said, there was like a pretty standard practice of what gold finance and BSC would be seeing, right? So what was so materially different for, RBI to take such a, the material step?
So, some of the gold loan companies, I don't know, they don't do the carat-based valuation also, because they take only standard valuation of gold. I mean, but I don't have data on this because RBI would audit other gold loan companies and they'll be able to compare and contrast. But as far as we are concerned, because this was done only on the sample that goes for auction and not for the entire thing, and obviously that is a sample where MTM variations can be higher. So, I think in the overall scheme of things, it's not material. If you look at our entire business of the number of customers, the number of disbursements they do, they're very insignificant. Whether it's material vis-a-vis other gold loan companies, I don't have an answer to that.
Got it. So again, when we're talking about this valuation, they found this to be overvalued, or they were, because they also, think that, they are also maybe concerned about customers, or was it being undervalued?
So their concern about valuation would be that if the gold is undervalued at the time of auction, then you realize lesser and customer may not get the full money or the full credit.
Right.
I would presume there is a concern. So now the challenge here is that audit will always be a little more conservative in valuing as compared to branch, and that is what we are trying to address in terms of training and process that we run. But as I said, that by far the number of customer companies that we have, or the customers, because obviously, it's customers' personal property, and they'll be more concerned than anybody else about the value that they fetch. And so, given the number of customers, the 56 lakh customers, today we have more than 19 lakh customers active. The number of complaints that have gone to RBI about this have been very, very few and far between.
Okay.
And I would say that, it's not a serious concern with the customers. Yes. Right.
Sure. But also, you mentioned that you've been engaging with them only for the last 45 days, and, because they did sort of say that over the past month we've been engaging when no outcome has been seen. But you're saying you're quite prepared. But so when could, you did mention that you're going to approach them immediately.
Today only. So I'm requesting for a meeting today itself if possible. Last 45 to 60 days is what they would have, after the report was, so there's a draft report was discussed and the final report comes. So we got our report on 23rd January of 24. So from there, I think it's still about, so we got our report about 42 days back.
Right. And in none of the previous engagements with them, did they highlight any observations?
So they have been highlighting these observations. So as I said, with the last year's report and this year's audit commencement, there has not been significant gap. But yeah, they have highlighted this concerns, and we are taking corrective action on this. So some of these issues like cash or the other issues which are there, we have to be competitive vis-a-vis the industry. But these were highlighted, and we are taking corrective action on this.
Okay. Just this cash disbursement also, you're saying that you're doing at this point in time where disbursement is, happening through cash majorly.
So right now, from today the disbursement is stopped. But yes, disbursement happens up to 2 lakh rupees, and in many of the NBFCs do more than 2 lakh rupees also. I think banks, I'm not very sure, but banks are allowed to do as disbursement up to 5 lakh rupees. But for NBFC, the interpretation is that they can't do more than 20,000 rupees.
Okay. Understood. All right. Just last thing to me, you mentioned 65 to 70 crores would be the OpEx of branches on a.
This is fixed OpEx of the branches for gold loan.
Right. So this is the monthly OpEx.
And our monthly interest collection is 300 crores on the gold loan portfolio, but out of which certain part go to the partners, co-lending and everything. But what we can retain is also on the current portfolio is more than 135 crores. On the gold loan portfolio, it's not talking about them.
125 crores on a per month.
Broadly. So these are very quick numbers. But our collection may be 300, but as I said, a significant part of that will go for co-lending, assignment, and other things to meet those requirements.
Got it. Also, just the communication that you are sort of sharing with your branches at this point of time. I mean, are you sort of expecting a faster rundown of the book, or I mean, what are you sort of communicating to the branches, even for that matter, to the employees, or what are you thinking?
So this is unprecedented, and I don't know how the customers in the branches, will react to this. But what we are communicating to them is that we comply with the RBI directives in toto and fully and will try and address the concerns at the quickest, and will engage with RBI to come back and bounce back in the fastest speed. And at the same time, till then, we have to service the customers and then make sure that there's no customer inconvenience. RBI has allowed us to service our collect and recovery process from the existing portfolio. So there are no concerns there, and then we'll basically help the customer to with whatever they need.
Understood. And also this, the part where you mentioned the lack of transparency of charges, this is only the auction charges.
Auction intimation charges. 200 rupees auction intimation charges. So they were maybe named as auction charges. And then the point was that if you're not doing auction, why are you doing auction charges? But the difference is, when the actual auction doesn't happen, we charge 200 rupees, which is more like an auction notice charge and not an actual auction charge. But many times after the notice, customer pays, so he doesn't go for auction.
Understood. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there are quite a few questions in the queue, so I request to be brief and not repeat. In any case, this call, I think, will be uploaded on the website. This call will be uploaded on the website, so those who have missed the preliminary remarks probably can, refer to them or listen to them on the website.
Sure, sir. Thank you. I would request all the participants to be brief and precise about the questions they are asking and be limited with your questions, please. Yes, sir. Please avoid any repeated questions as well. We'll take the next question from the line of Muthu Krishnan N from Sundaram Finance. Please go ahead.
Good morning. Members. So basically you are saying that the three issues you mentioned right at the beginning of the call. The first one was the quality of the loan, this is the loan which is paid by your share in the bank, and your internal auditor, right?
Yes.
So what was the disparity there, like, were the affair undervalued the gold or something like that? On a transactional level, I would like to understand that. This is my first question. Number two was that, is it a particular region or an area, total quantum of gold and the accounts which have fallen under the deviation scanner?
No, this is not in any area specific. There's a second question. The first question which is, okay. I'm saying, so supposing the branch gave a gold loan which was 30 grams when they weighed and gave a loan to the customer. When it goes to auction, our audit team does the reassessment of the quality, the weight. So supposing they say that this is not 22 carat or 20 carat, they say, okay, there is some stone or something which weight is X and not Y, and they say that this is not 30 grams or 25 grams. So now what happens, what RBI says that at the time of auction you are saying 25 grams, at the time of giving loan you said 30 grams, and so if you take 25 grams and it goes to auction, then your loan amount will have been this, which is based on 25 grams, not 30 grams. So that is the LTV breach, and that is a deviation in the purity and best weight of the gold at the time of sanction of loans and at the time of auction.
Okay.
So I think these are the points. That's the first point that they mentioned there. And the second and third point are about cash, and the third is a standard auction, and the fourth is about charges. So these are the points that have been given by RBI in the press release.
So vis-a-vis the LTV which branch is given for the customer is higher than the value of the gold? Is that what I should infer?
No, it's higher than the value of the gold as assessed at the time of auction. The value of gold or the quality of gold is a subjective assessment. So there's no difference in the physical weight of the gold, what branches have done at the time of auction. But the net weight, which is the notional weight based on the quality assessment, has been different.
Okay. Are the branch higher assessment of the quality in terms of value related to quality?
Sorry, what I say?
Has the branch, if they disburse the loan, you mentioned LTV, sir. Branch is related to that. So we need to say that the branch in terms of loan value, it is more than the branch made higher value in terms of quality. This will be your internal audit team at the time of auction.
Exactly. So branch, there is no case where branch is given more than 75% LTV required by statutory limit at the time of disbursement based on the assessment of physical weight and quality that the branch did. But post facto audit weight and quality, if applied to the loan which was given earlier, then there is a difference.
Okay. That means the internal audit is assessed at a lower value. This is what I should say.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay. Now, just one more question related to this. Then, what period does it pertain to this particular transaction?
What period? Last year, 2022-23.
22-23. And before that, any in the RBI audit has mentioned any discrepancies?
Oh, I mean, this was inspection was done for 2022-23. So.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Norman. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Murthy Nagarajan from Tata Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. I want to know what is the cash flow that you've got. I want to know what are the liabilities which you have to pay in the next 2-3 years, and what are the cash flows which you have got against that across your companies.
2-3 years, you are saying. So I think these numbers are there in our quarterly presentation. I don't have them handy right now. And they're there in our quarterly presentation, the months and the liquidity. I don't think there will be material change from there.
So what we have been asked is that I think what RBI guidelines says is that up to 1 year you require to keep the cash flows positive, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we follow that.
You follow that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhijit Tibrewal from Motilal Oswal. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you and good morning. Namaste, just wanted to understand, I mean, when someone earlier in the call asked you that, I mean, how long it might take, you shared that you're kind of ready to approach the RBI requesting for the special audit. So given that RBI has already been engaging with us for the last couple of months, like you said, then meeting is where you received the inspection report. I mean, why couldn't you have fixed this earlier itself, rather than letting it come to basis of a trying to understand?
So RBI's inspection response to our report was to be submitted by 9th March, and we were ready with this. But this has come in ahead of it. So normally, it's not even a couple of months actually, and we were in the process of fixing it, and this has come as a bit of a surprise and quicker than what we thought.
Got it. And so the second question that I had was around, I mean, you've been sharing that out of 18.9 lakh disbursements, only 82,000 went for auction, and there was a deviation in almost 55,000 cases. and 135 complaints received from RBI from gold loan customers. These complaints would either have been on I would say charges that you levy, or for that matter the auctioning process if the customer is not happy. But I mean, in terms of deviations that they have identified in purity of gold, and like you shared the deviation in when you disbursed a loan versus when it went for auctions, the weight of the gold and the consequent LTV. So there I couldn't understand, I mean, what corrective actions are we taking in particular to this certifying the net weight of the gold and the purity of gold.
So one of the things is that the branches, when they do their assessment and valuation, we have to make a process tighter where the quality assessment is more conservative and stricter. That is one thing that we can see. We can also have a much more intensive training processes of making the quality assessment at the branch level.
Okay, sir, and then one last question. I mean, with regards to this non-adherence to the standard auction process, I think you shared that we started doing e-auction on Auction Tiger, which is followed by some of the banks as well. So, I mean, to kind of address this issue which has been raised by RBI, what is it that we now need to do to be compliant with the standard auction process?
So, the auction has to be at a taluka level or at a branch level. And that is what RBI circular and directive is. So we shall comply with that.
Got it. Thank you so much. I think this is useful. Maybe I'll come back to the question.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pratik Chheda from Guardian Capital Partners. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my question. So I understand that we've received an inspection report in January and now we are in March, and this is when the disclosure has happened when we are now taking correction action. Is there any other inspection which is going on by the RBI in any of the products which is still pending certain reports, or is there any draft observation, however trivial it is in any other products which is pending?
No, RBI has done the inspection for all together, so I don't think they do it specifically for products. So RBI inspection for 22-23 is over.
No, not for 22-23. I'm asking for any other products. Is there any other inspection going on? Any other inspection?
So there's nothing going on. So RBI has come to this. So there's no other inquiry to our knowledge is going on. The inspection, it's not inquiry, but inspection has been completed by RBI. The reports have been done, and the response is also ready to be submitted.
Okay. So now
there's no other inquiry or investigation that we are aware of.
Okay, that's helpful. And second question is, if there are 55,000 observations out of the 82,000 cases that have gone to the auction, is he planning to do another internal audit for all the disbursements that have been made in the year? And how have the internal auditors not really highlighted this in the annual report? Because if it is 55,000 cases, it would have been throughout the year, right? I mean, it's a very high proportion of cases.
The auction cases are the cases which are stressed account. So the probability of these deviations is only mostly auction cases or the stressed account where customer has failed to pay, the interest is accumulated, is more than 90 days, they only go for auction. So obviously, you won't find the probability of finding some deviation is significantly higher in auction cases because they are the stressed accounts.
Yeah, but do you plan to take any action on the other accounts?
Yeah, we are taking, obviously, the whole process is being revamped. So we are obviously taking a lot of action for this.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amol Patel from IDFC First Bank. Please go ahead.
Hello, this is Amol.
Yes.
The question, whether this will have any financial implication, first of all. Secondly, whether any earlier warnings or any other penalties were imposed on IIFL by RBI taking this action. And I would also like to understand what will be the impact if even if the gold loan, generally loans are rolled over on the maturity. So now because IIFL will not be able to disburse fresh loans, what will be the impact of that on overall asset quality, and how are you planning to address this issue?
So there has been no penalty or any other action by RBI till now. I mean, there's no penalty that they levied on us, at least, And the second is the financial implication. So it also depends on how long we take to come back. And but I'm personally very sure that we'll come back. And a longer life, maybe a short aberration like this will not have major impact on the financial health of the company or the financial numbers. They can impact until the issue is resolved. But again, as I said, that will make our most sincere and strongest effort to resolve this at the fastest speed. Hello. Yeah.
So
this is one side of our business in which incrementally you add about a 5% to your portfolio in a quarter, and you run down the portfolio about 10%, 12% every month. So again, therefore, it's very difficult to say what is the impact. But again, depends on how long the whole situation lasts.
Thank you.
okay. Yeah.
The next question. Sorry, sir.
No, okay, go ahead.
The next question is from the line of Damodar Agarwal from DCB Bank Limited. Please go ahead. Mr. Agarwal, please proceed.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, sir. Was there any specific observation on AML KYC? I just wanted to understand that.
No, there was no observation on AML or KYC. There's no violation there. No, not even a single case.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sujay Malik from Indian Bank. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Jain.
Good morning.
Just wanted to ask 3 questions. First, what is the impact of the recoverability of the pool assets of the connected to the bank? First. Second, is any future embargo on auction of the goods if any loan goes bad? Third point is, what is the timeline of rectifying these operational issues by the company?
Yeah, thank you. The first question, recoverability, there's no impact because all our gold loans, the customers are there, and the RBI has allowed us to do the recovery process and the collection process as normal. So I think that also answers your second question, which was, so what were the 3 questions? The second question was about?
Any embargo on auction of the...
Yeah, there's no embargo on auction or recovering the money. So there's no embargo there. Very specifically, they said that our collection and recovery can continue as normal. And third is how long it will take. So we have already rectified and put in place all the recommendations of the RBI. And so it's just like, our report has been submitted on time, which is in a couple of days, and this has come. But anyway, we'll actually engage with RBI and try and see how quickly we can get the embargo removed.
So, Mr. Jain, I wanted to know any internal corporate governance issues wherein you have a plan that will rectify the operational issues within a such span of time, because it is jittery in the market as of now. So,
I understand. There are no, even if you see Mr. Malik, the RBI's report or whatever communication you got, there are no governance issues or no even KYC or AML issues. So all the issues are operational. And what I'll request all of you is to make, try and understand, and we are always trusted, and we count on your trust going forward. But you can see the communication by RBI as well as, this call, I'm making it very clear that there are no governance issues or there are no other issues related to this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the material concerns they have brought out in the press release itself.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from the line of Shubhranshu Mishra from PhillipCapital. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for this opportunity. My first question is around whatever RBI is pointing out is pretty much business as usual for all shades of gold financiers. Do you think that the RBI action has been really harsh and they could have done something else? The question is, how long do we think that we'll get back in the business? 3 months, 6 months, 1 month? If that can be quantified or some direction can be given to that space. My second question is around assignment. Do we originate loans as bullet loans or term loans? Because if they are bullet loans, my fair understanding is that we can't do assignment or securitization as per the present regulations. If they are originated as term loans, I do understand these factors.
Maybe I'll take a couple of questions after this because it feels long and most of the questions have been addressed in my initial address, and we will again engage with investors as required. So coming back to your questions, the RBI action is, maybe I think it may appear harsh in the short term or the immediate district, but I would say that, because the businesses are built for long life, and sometimes these corrective actions are good, to make sure that, the system becomes stronger, and over long term, you emerge as a stronger player. So I will take it as a positive and constructive way and would like to rectify whatever lapses we had in our system at the earliest. How long will it take? We'll try to do it fastest, maybe, a few weeks or a month or immediately, but, that I think, it's very difficult for me to comment on that. Because that's not exactly entirely my head. But as far as I said in the call, that we are ready and we are compliant with all the observations that they had, and we are about to and will submit our report to RBI maybe today itself or in a day or two.
The second question on assignment, sir.
So what is the assignment? So I think assignment is done based on assignment may not be of the term bullet, but they can be co-lending of a loan which are payments, on a term loan or a bullet loan. But as I said, that our operations will continue to run as usual for existing loan portfolio, collecting and recovering and servicing. I don't see any impact on the loans which have been assigned and which have been co-lent because the gold is there, the customers are there, and the collections are happening in the normal course.
No, sir, I understand all of that. My moot point is, are they originated as bullet loans or as term loans, sir?
I don't think we have a bullet loan originated for this thing. No bullet loans are. Most of the loans are term loans, which are for a period where interest is paid periodically and the principal is paid when the term is over. That will be the predominant part of our loans. It can be bullet loans. Some of them can be on our books, and some of them can be co-lent, but I don't think assignment happens on the bullet loan.
Understood.
There is no assignment of bullet loans, but they can be on our books. But most of our loans, as I'm repeating, they are in the nature of a fixed term where interest is serviced and the principal is paid at a periodic interval.
Understood. This is very helpful.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll be able to take 1 or 2 questions more, and then we'll have to complete this call. Yeah.
So should we take more 2 questions? Last 2 questions? Okay. We'll take the next question from the line of Renish from ICICI. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. So just 2 questions from my side. One is on this, profitability. So if you look at the standalone P&L, which is predominantly gold loan sales for us, and we've generated around 31 crore kind of PAT in Q3. So try to assume that, let's say, at this time we resolve the, let's say, the RBI observation, that extent our profit is expected in next couple of quarters.
So, one is that all the discretionary costs like advertisement and the variable incentives will basically, so the advertisement campaign is discontinued immediately. So marketing costs, which is a lot of below the market line activity for acquiring customers, that basically is discontinued. And on our portfolio, what we have, we continue to earn interest income. So the immediate impact will not be so significant because the impact, if it continues for a longer term, the personal runs down can be significant on this part of the business. So this is one part of our total business at the group level. And at a standalone also, as I said, the portfolio will continue to earn for the time being.
Okay. So you mean price impact will be lower than standalone price what we put in Q3 because we might save on some of the cost. I mean, is that the calculation?
Yeah, we'll save on some of the cost, and whatever portfolio we have, we'll earn income of that, continue to earn income of that. Not that everything will run out immediately, but whatever portfolio continues, maybe, if I assume in a quarter, 10% runs down, then also you have 90% on which you continue to earn.
Got it.
And the cost has to go down to that level, yeah.
Got it. So just last question on this, the entire segment piece for us, which is roughly 40% of the AUM currently. Do you foresee any risk, right, because of the RBI implication, or you feel like the home loan and the amplifying whatever capacity we do that will continue?
So home loan MFI as our business and businesses continue as usual. And the assignment of home loan will not happen now. So that is actually its pause.
Got it. And just again, so sorry for the last thing from my side. This release, RBI discussion about the special audit, will be conducted or might be going on. So what's of this special audit in nature? I mean, since we have already received the communication from them and we might have already submitted our responses by now. So what does the mean of mentioning the special audit, sir?
So I think the observations they have, they would like to, so we submit that we are complying with it, and the special audit will probably to reconfirm whether we are compliant with that.
Okay. So the next audit will be related to whatever observations they have given to us, right?
That is what I would like to believe, but absolutely because this is RBI's prerogative, but logically that should be the case.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last question for today, which is from the line of Vihag Mishra from Kotak Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hi, IIFL team. Thank you for being on this call today. My only question is that regarding the cash dispersal, what is the industry practice for cash dispersal? Other gold loan entities also dispersing up to 2 lakh in cash? And does IIFL dispersing cash other products also up to 2 lakh?
No other product is a cash disbursal. But other than this, we are disbursing up to 2 lakh, and some of them are disbursing more than 2 lakh also.
Okay.
And there are many customers who have shared their receipts or whatever with us, so at least we have, the documents for many NBFCs, they're doing the same thing.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as that was the last question, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Nirmal Jain for his closing comments. Over to you, sir.
So thank you so much. All the stakeholders were there on the call. I really appreciate your trust and support and your confidence that you've shown in us, and we count on your continued support. So these are the moments where we have to show our resolve and resilience, and I'm sure that many organizations, as they grow larger, they face these kind of challenges during their life journey. And obviously, if our intent is right, our values of transparency, integrity remain uncompromised, we'll bounce back stronger. And we also really appreciate, because the RBI and regulators measures like this, which may appear harsh and in the short term, but they basically make the organization stronger from the long-term perspective, and more often than not, you emerge stronger and more competitive over the long term. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and patience in this. Thank you.
Thank you, members of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of IIFL Finance, that concludes this conference. We thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.